Hello YouTube and welcome to the next episode of my und Panzer reaction series. Continuing with the OVAs here today, I think I'm doing the Anzio OVA. This is the real Anzio battle or something to that effect. Basically the one I didn't do last week is the one I'm going to do today and then jump into the movie after that. I think that's how that's going to work. First piece of housekeeping right off the bat, if you haven't voted in the poll on the channel, please do so if you care what's on the channel at all. There's 2 polls out at the moment. Go to the Discord, go to the polls section. You can click on both links there. They'll take you through to vote on the poll. And yeah, that first poll will be closing pretty soon. And that next one has a couple more days after this will be uploaded. So yeah, get your votes in. Pick what's next on the channel if that's something that interests you. The only reason I'm watching und Panzer is because it won a poll. So again, like it has a heavy influence on what goes on the channel and what I choose to watch. So yeah, vote, basically. I feel like a politician. Jesus. Anyway, I've got the comments up here. Yeah, there we go. Comments on the OVAs. I've only got a few little notes here. Again, they were OVAs, so they're not less important, but there's less going on, you know. There's less stuff to correct and so forth. The first one, and that's the one that most people talked about, was the spam joke is a Monty Python reference. So with me and Monty Python, because I'm Australian, so Australian close to the UK, one of the most popular comedic troops, I guess, in the UK in their history. So yeah, it's, you know, something that I probably should know. My appreciation of Monty Python goes to Holy Grail and pretty much nothing beyond that. I think Life of Brian's okay, but I haven't seen any of the show basically. So yeah, that's why I don't know the reference. But if you got some stuff about, I don't know, I fart in your general direction, or the Black Knight skit or anything like that, I'm all ears. I love Holy Grail. I think it's pretty good. So there's a few cute character details that may stick around in various forms, whether that be through the anime stuff or through other lenses, through other mediums. So Anzu loves to cook, that being the student council president, as we see in the end of the one where they go camping. She does a lot of cooking. Yukari is everywhere. So yeah, she's going to become like a huge fan favorite. You can tell from here, right? She's going to be doing shit. She's going to be all over the place. There was some Erwin stuff, particularly the relationship there with Yukari. That's something to keep an eye on, just as well as the, I guess, history crew in general. Erwin probably being the leader there, you would have to say. I think they all think they're the leader, but I digress. The loaders, they're comedically strong, so watch out for this. Like, because they're loading all the shells, right? It makes sense that they'll be really strong. I think the example used here is that Yukari throws somebody with not a lot of effort. That would make sense because she's the loader, right? Also, the first year's all movie buffs. So again, they did the thing with Kelly's Heroes and did a bunch of movie references when they were trying on swimsuits. So again, something to keep an eye on for sure. I think this is mainly like 1 or 2 people, but they tried to argue that the fan service was subversive. I don't disagree. I think they're clever about the way they did it because it fit into a und Panzer mold where I thought it was mildly educational, and they had fun with it. It wasn't just like literally stock standard, we're going to the beach. Actually, the joke is that they go to the beach and then, you know, the skit basically ends. That's you know, it was all about trying on the swimsuits. I wouldn't say subversive though. It definitely does have a lot of shots where it's like, oh, the camera's like, oh, right up and down the body. I'm like, yeah, that's some anime ass stuff. But yeah, I thought it was fun. I just think that subversive is the wrong word. It's very similar to, they have a fan servicey OVA for Kaguya-sama, the anime there. I don't like that OVA basically at all. I think the joke in the manga works way better. Way better. For this one, I think they missed the joke, right? Because in the Kaguya one, it's genuinely meant to be subversive. That's how the chapter works. But not for the anime. They basically just show big titties flying everywhere. But again, I digress. That's me airing some dirty laundry about a show that isn't being talked about today. Either way, the Anglerfish Panzer V routine specifically references Sentai Dairanger, but just Tokusatsu in general, basically what I said last week. I don't know, is this like Super Sentai? I've heard of Super Sentai before, but I don't know. I don't know about this specifically, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that it was referential, even if it was a generic reference. There was a few mentions of a couple of schools that may show up in the future. Something high school. I know that doesn't narrow it down at all. But we're going to see some of the other schools that were mentioned. We got a wide shot of a bunch of school ships that may reference other schools as well. Again, I think it was mostly in passing, and maybe they'll be relevant today, but I'm guessing more relevant for the film whenever we watch that, which will be next week. There was a lot of appreciation in the comments for the world building of the school ship segment, taking something that is genuinely kind of out there and a little bit of a joke in the anime, at least kinda, and trying to justify it, and I think doing a pretty damn good job. Like, I believe the motivations behind it, even if I don't think it's realistic to the real world, which again is never the goal. It's all about making it make sense in the universe of the show, and I feel like they've done that at least. Even if the ship size is impractical, I think some of the ships are like miles and miles long. There's a number of spin off manga that were talked about as well, including Lovey Dovey Sakusen, which is basically more OVA style content. So if you like what you saw in the OVAs and you want some more stuff like that, then you should check out this spin-off manga. I think neither is canon, this nor Ribbon Warriors, which is the other one, which apparently imagines a world where the big bad is Ori, so maybe focusing on the different schools there. And like somebody described it as like hard rock. As if the show proper is a different style of music, that is hard rock. That being Ribbon Warriors. So again, I do not know, but sure, it's very weird to have non-canon manga. Is this like officially licensed, or is it just kind of like a doujin thing? I do not know. And last comment here today, basically the anglerfish war segment is just a shout out to the town. It's less about the dance, which they already basically had animated, right? It's more about showing the backgrounds again, which is more representation for the show and appreciation there and blah 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 blah. So yeah, that kind of stuff. If you wanted to know the justifications there, I mean, it's nice to have a nice isolated version of the dance too. But other than that, it's just kind of it is what it is, you know. All right, so today we're going to do Anzio. There's nothing really to recap. Anzio takes place in the middle of the series. It takes place after Saunders, but before Pravda. I think that's how it works. Or at least this is the order in the anime. It may be different in the manga. I do not know. I think there was some mentions about that, but it doesn't matter regardless. Again, Anzio is the school broadly based on Italy and Italian stuff, so I'm sure there'll be a ton of references there. And yeah, we're ready to learn. We're ready to learn. We're ready to watch. We're ready to have a good time, I think. So that's the goal here today, to have a good time, which I think it always is with Girls und Panzer. Either way, we'll jump into that shortly, but just my show stuff. So if you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. We're on the way to 750, which I don't know if that's like a milestone or not, but I'm going to treat it like one. I would like to hit 750. That's 250 away from 1,000. I'd like to hit 1,000. 1,000 would be awesome. Where was I? Oh yeah, comments. So comment on the video if you have some thoughts on the video and that kind of thing, or the episode, I should say. Follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back on Twitter, and the Discord. Join the Discord, vote in those polls on the Discord, and suggest shows for the next poll on the Discord, because again, both of the shows that are going to be put on polls, I think, are relatively short. So again, there'll be probably the next show that ends is Girls und Panzer, but after that it'll be quickfire again. So yeah. So yeah, with all that said, jumping into the Anzio OVA right now. Rightio, I've got a very dark Anzio OVA up there ready to go. 37 minutes and 28 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly. Kind of a episode and a half worth of content here, which kind of matches what you would think a normal Girls und Panzer battle would be tracked like, but again, I digress. I do not know what the structure is going to be like here. What else was I going to say? AK submarines, subset, and picture in the description below for those that need it. Yeah, just going to give this a 3, 2, 1. Radio? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Hello. I recognize this song. Like, immediately. Yeah? Oh! Nissan. Look at the propaganda going. We love it. Okay. We got the French. Good, good. Aren't we screwed? Secret weapon? Oh. Okay. Let's see this secret weapon. It looks fucking big. But I wanted to see this secret weapon. Oh. Okay. Will it stay uncovered for everybody? Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's got a lot of character, like, immediately. That being, but she had a name. Oh my god, I'm forgetting it. It's like Anchovy or something. Somebody mentioned it, I think, which would track with the whole Italian thing. Maybe a little bit down too on my sound. Yeah, there. I'm sure that was like jam full of references too. It reminded me a lot of you know, the little scene we got with Darjeeling and Pravda before the whole Pravda thing started. Like, again, probably full of references that I'm just, you know, it's just how it happens sometimes. No, but I mean, seems pretty well respected and stuff. Oh yeah, I did remember they put that shot in the opening. Like that's a different shot than they used before, I think. Might be two versions of the opening as a result. And that little like phone charm too, always looked at. Okay, what are we doing alright? Okay, mountain and wilderness setting. Indeed. Okay. Okay. Why? Okay, sure. Okay, is that the vase she used for her shit before? Oh, okay, so we're still in the dark too. Whew. Did you do the same thing again? Stop sneaking. I think she did. Alright, let's see the video. Sure, why not? Just do it again. It was fun enough the first time. Looks really nice. That reminds me of when I was in Italy. That's like a famous location for sure. Food looks good. This is tracking. Okay, I want to go to this school. Oh. Oh, hence, like, skimping on meals before to avoid the secret, or not avoid, afford the secret weapon. Were you the same girl that was in the thing before? Okay. Don't know about the egg, but sure. Why is the exchange rate so bad? Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty big. Okay, sure. We got the answer. I love the audio on the slap, too. That's a really weird thing to say, but impressive. Colosseum? Sure. You were very helpful. Little mini tank. Okay. Yep, I mean, that's the Colosseum. They love it. Everyone got a feed and then they came back. What is Duce? Okay, successful mission. You didn't like get caught like last time. Do they look strong? They look very jolly to me. I guess coming off the back of like Pravda and Black Forest, it's like, okay, take it down a notch. What was that? What did I say about inhumanly strong? Something about Caesar? Oh yeah. Right. Of course. Makes perfect sense. I wonder how this plays out. Yeah, the whole Italian angle, right? Hina-chan. At Italia. Okay. Wait, do you guys live together? Sure, okay. We don't have much. And then brings up like stack of books. No, it means you're a nerd. Or you have like some kind of family tie. Okay. Thank you, Caesar. Okay, she's probably still into it. Okay. Is that like another reference thing? Yeah, it's kind of cool. She did the thing. Who were they? Sure. I can remember Pure Pure. Okay. We're doing a lot of planning here. It's actually kind of refreshing. Like, we have a really good idea of what we're going to do once we get there. Which may even be, like, now. Oh, no, we're doing, like, a practice thing. Oh, of course. That's what they were just talking about. I guess this is how you have to do practice, right? Because you don't have anybody else to play against. I guess the other clubs do, but not other clubs, other schools, because they have more tanks. She always misses. We got to get the student council pres on the gun. But you got Marco driving. She's too good. Oh, okay. Get baited, I guess. Okay. All right, we're learning things that we apply in the fights later in the timeline. It's a really long way. The explicit focus on the loading again there. Think about it. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, better, I think, right? You will. But I mean, it's also a hard shot, right? Nobody was like landing these very often. The camera shake there's kind of funny. Oh, that looks really cool. Okay. We're just practicing. They're just doing circle work. Sure. Hardy ha. Okay, we're gonna make some pasta. Okay, let's go to Sari's place. Man, I'm dead. Yeah, you gotta sleep sometime. I would have thought it would have been a thing like the whole Mako Sari thing. Like feels comfortable at her place. Why not? Yeah, she's learning. Remember she got the license? I remember that. Okay. I always forget to wash my vegetables. I know everyone says you're supposed to. What are we making? Kind of. A lot of things is the answer to that. Oh, sure. You should eat then. That bread looks good too. Oh, hello. Yeah, continuation high school. That's the one that I wanted to talk about before the video. Did we just ignore you? Oh. Chicken hato. Oh. Wait, so you guys got manipulated? Okay, sure. Oh, you're cool. What the fuck? Gotcha. Gotcha. So that's just like a little interspersed stuff that like connects why these characters, like those three vignettes we just saw, why those teams join us before the end. Yeah, she's cool. Yeah. Anchovy, sure. Chobiko, though. There must be some language stuff going on there. Yeah, Duce? Is that? Not to be confused with douche, which is something else. Who are you? Oh, she must be looking for a friend, right? Yeah. I was gonna say that was the only other character that had a character design. I recognize her voice too, big time. I'll need to look that up. Okay, anyway. Well, that's just very sweet. Okay. And we're doing the Kaiser thing, right? Caesar, Kaiser. Yeah. Stop making fun of her. Shut up. That'd be rude. Oh, okay. So the commentary team's back. Saunders is watching. But yeah, look how small their tanks are. That's kind of funny. I'm used to us being the smaller tank school, right? Okay. And we're into it. Oh, pepperoni. Yeah, their tanks are funny. Look how small they are. Macaroni. Oh shit. I love their names. Yo, we got some plans going on. Mm-hmm. Oh, those the stand-ins? Yeah. Okay. No, they're cardboard cutouts. You have to understand. We're working on bad info. And then they're probably sitting on flanks or something, right? They haven't really moved at all. It's almost like they're, you know, like they can't move for some reason. Hmm. Oh, look at them freaking out. Hell yeah. I wonder why there's no shots fired. Battle of attrition. It's kind of what we did against Black Forest. Insane math. Oh my god. Not the Nisei Mono. Yeah, I'd be watching for something, right? Here they come. No, we've already figured it out. You guys had to move quicker there, I think. Let's go volleyball team. I think it's volleyball. Oh no, it's it's volleyball. Are they real? No, they're real. uh, the position they were positioned in was very good there. Like it looked like cardboard. Or I say cardboard, it's wood. Mm-hmm. Always chewing on something. Yeah, I kind of love their tanks. They're very funny, like little fucking ants. It's almost just like a car. It's like we're like chasing down some cars. Not the Bakataku. Yeah, we're not really hurt at all. That's not really how that works. I love this movement. Has it? Yeah, if I can murder them all. Oh, two guns. What are we doing? Yeah, don't set up all the decoys. That's pretty good. Whoa! That was a true clash. Leave the one with the long barrel to me. Oh, they're both loaders too. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the 3D and stuff looks great this episode. Yeah, I mean, awesome. I love that. I don't know how realistic it is, but the markings they're making on the ground. Yeah, this looks great. Compare this to like the first shot in the show. Look on, look how sick that drift was. I love the flag tank hiding there too. We're all very split up, aren't we? It's a bunch of different conflicts going on. Oh, what if we hit? Come on, let's go first years. Let's go volleyball. Okay, I mean, that seems pretty good. Tankettes. That was very well animated too when they pushed the tank back over. Oh. Oh, so they thought they were just fighting like a bunch of different tanks, but they were fighting the same tanks that just kept coming back. Whoa! Yo. Some wacky races type shit. Yep, that seems like a kill. Mm-hmm. We're kind of owning. Color me impressed. How many kills do we have? Yo! Yo, we're owning. Yeah. Have we lost a tank? Operation Protractor? It's kind of like Miho. Like the names are just terrible. I haven't had any special comments. Now that I think about it, at least none that I remember. As if I'd fall for that. Starts to fall for that. Less haste, more speed. That's a really good shot. I disagree. I don't think you're going to win this one. I missed on purpose. Hoi hoi. Yeah, this is the rivalry and or rivalries. Yeah, they're cool. That's kind of trippy, that background. Oh, I think I gotcha. What would happen if you're injured? That was nice. How violent do you want to get? Jesus. Alright, we won. Yeah, now that I think about it, this is very reminiscent of the shot we saw kind of at the end of that one episode. Episode 7 or something. Yeah. Decisive. We smashed you. Was not close. The only time we were really on the back foot was with the cardboard cutouts. Okay. Yeah, what's the whole thing? Like, yeah, kisses on the cheek, right? Oh, we may have lost this time, but we'll be back. Yeah, I really like her character design, like a lot. And then, of course, we'll have some reconciliation with what was her name? Hina or something? Yeah, great. This is very similar to Saunders. Like, where it was like no hard feelings, like at all, and it's like, oh yeah, we weren't like at war at all, and now we're gonna reward you with some food. You know where I recognize this song? It's the fucking Spider-Man fucking Pizza Time soundtrack or whatever from the video game. uh, that old meme, remember that? Yeah, look, besties. Let's go. Yeah, this is what I'm waiting for. What was lots of stuff? Yeah, they're spying on you. Okay. Yeah, I definitely know your voice. Oh, and she's cool. She like fucking flick back the cape, scarf. Carpaccio. Okay. Not the pizza time music. I mean, yeah, that was lots of fun. We kind of, again, we just like dominated them. Pillar to post. An absolute beatdown. Oh, the colors on the subs. That's great too. Yeah, but I mean, like, there wasn't much drama to it, I guess I want to say. But, it was lots of fun. I had a good time watching it. I guess it makes sense that not every match is this absolute clutch job where we like, make it through like by the skin of our teeth. Because that's just not how sport works. You're not going to win that many close matches in a row. Just law of averages and stuff. Yeah, but no, I want to see Anzio again. So I hope they're. I think they are further in the series and stuff. So looking forward to that. They're very likable for sure. Must be. I like food, like a lot. So So them being like the food school is doing a lot for me. I like that everyone has their own version of the ED too. Oh, little post credit. Okay, what are we doing? You're very early. Something something trains run on time. Loves to eat. Loves a meal. Loves a pasta. Oh, they're playing football too. Oh, well, they all hung over. That's where they What? What is happening? Oh. Oh! They slept through the whole thing. I get what's happening now. Gotcha. Fine? Oh no. If you know, you know. Yeah, and diving into a little bit of analysis on the Anzio OVA, I guess. So yeah, that was the Anzio OVA kind of filling in that spot in the timeline, I guess, right? That one fight that we didn't really see gets fleshed out into its own OVA. We get more of an introduction to the school than none at all. And for the record, they're really chill. They just like their food and they like their Senshido. And I don't know. There's probably a ton of references here that are just gone straight over my head, but they seem just cool. They're cool guys. I'm trying to remember back to what the theming was around episode 7. Remember, it was all about teamwork. It was all about like driving together. It was all about kind of Miho's group spreading out to all the other groups and giving them some pointers and that kind of thing, right? So I remember it was like Yukari with the history team and but who was with the first years? Saori, and then Hana was with the student council, and then Mako must have been with the first years, and then Miho was just with nobody. I think. No, but yeah, it's that point in the story, right? And then that kind of theming, like it comes off into this fight. If I wanted to talk about it specifically, if we want to talk about like the first years and their driving prowess, that was definitely on display. The student council still didn't hit any shots though, so Hana can't have been that good of a teacher. But I digress. Essentially, we just won. We just destroyed them. It was not close. I do not know what Italy's tank stuff is like historically, but I mean, it was pretty poor here today. Is that a reflection of reality? I do not know. They only really had the one big tank. The rest were like little fucking mosquito tanks. Oh, there was the other type too. They had like the two types and then the big one, right? And yeah, I mean, we just won. We won a lot. There was a mini sub story about Kaiser and Hina, also Caporiccio or something. I do not know. I'm probably going to struggle here with a lot of the language stuff too. Like I don't like Italian isn't as natural to me as Japanese. Obviously, I haven't been tangentially studying Italian for a while. But yeah, I mean, I could talk to one reference like immediately. I don't know if it's here or later on, but they're definitely like it's those steps. I'm gonna look up steps in Rome, and it'll come up. Yeah, the Spanish steps. Not to they're called the Spanish steps, but in Rome. Yeah, I'm sure people know that's what this location is, I believe, or if it's shown off a little bit later. There's probably more and more stuff there. Just for context, I went with school to Italy ages ago in 2015. Fucking 8 years ago. Can you believe that? 8 years ago. That's a long, long time ago. But yeah, I mean, I saw the sights and did all that kind of thing. It was mostly a school visit. We did it for history class. Not that I remembered much of it apparently, but yeah, it was fun. Again, that's probably the only piece of like architecture stuff that I'm going to pick up on, and I don't know how in as much detail I'm going to do this episode. We're going to see what I can see, but don't be surprised if this segment's kind of short. Again, there's nothing really to link it into everything else. It's kind of just separated, and also like it's bookended by two things. We know what came before it and we know what came after it, so it's very hard to like predict things off of it, if that makes any sense there. They all say things like they only have enthusiasm and spirit, but they can be tough when caught up in the moment. Yeah, this must be some kind of reference or something, because it's like she's kind of lying about what the other people are saying about them, right? She's like, they're all saying this about you. Do you think that's true? It's like, propaganda style stuff. They're trying to rile up the troops, get them inspired. And then, yeah, Hina, I believe it is the one here to pour some, water on the fire. Calm down, everyone. That's not actually what they said. It seems to be going with the Duce. Duce concluded this from her analysis. So she just twisted the truth a little bit. Yes, it's my imagination. Yeah, she's very fun. Anchovy, we're going to call her. But this in of itself is a lesson as well. You can't believe every baseless rumor you hear. But even with that, we were able to defeat that French school. It's like, but it was a close win. A win is a win. It's kind of got, commanders either side, one being the realist and one kind of believing the hype a little bit. Okay, that's a pretty good dynamic. Okay, so we're playing against a Nishizumi-style led school, and then they're like, oh, aren't we screwed? No, but that's why we've been, sacrificing an element of our meals this whole time. Reducing our snack times from 3 times a day to only 2. We have to do that to afford this tank. I know historically Italy's been very poor. Very, very poor. Like, are they talking to that a little bit? They're taking like a portion of everybody's stuff to fund a war effort? Yeah, there's definitely some stuff there. I'm sure somebody or everybody's going to fill me in on the context. So we did it to afford this the secret weapon, sure kill secret weapon, and then the bell goes again, probably another like famous tower or something, and then everybody's off to go have some lunch. Food very important. The cafeteria's special lunch sells out quickly this season. It must be really good. Again, also if we're justifying this, like they only have like the 2 meals as opposed to the 3, then this would be one. They would be very hungry, is my point. So now we're doing a little bit more planning. A lot of the early part of this episode is just like planning, really. And I think we do almost a little bit too much of it for it to be interesting, considering we just like smashed them. It's like it wasn't close. But I mean, our scouting worked, all of our planning worked, all the stuff with like, oh yeah, you got to be this far away and shoot like this, that all worked too. So, like, I mean, we just beat them. It was easy. But yeah, here we learn a little bit more about Anzio, Italian-themed school founded to bring Italian culture to Japan. Carro Veloce and a Semovente are the 2 tanks that they use, plus the P something 40, right? Is the big one. Now, having seen the CV-33, I can understand why Hana thinks it's cute. It is so small and cute, perfect for a flower arrangement, right? Perfect for a vase there. Love Yukari busting open the doors here. Yeah, she did the scouting thing again. Found out that they had a big old tank. You can tell by she's wearing the same uniform of the convenience store. Then she sneaks onto one ship that kind of goes between all the ships, and then changes the uniform and blah 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 blah. Does the same thing she did for the Saunders one. I'm happy we like repeated it. It's a good gag. So, and again, like Saunders and Anzio are interchangeable, right? Based on the medium you're reading the story through. I'm happy we did the joke. Is my point. Then we have another Akiyama Yukari's Anzio infiltration mission to watch here. Again, all the same things that I said about the one in Saunders, true here again. I love how resourceful and kind of spunky Yukari is here. It's very cool. I love the production side of it. I love the shaky cam and the first-person shots and the sound of it. Like, specifically, there's this shot a little bit later on where we're doing like the first person with this lady, this girl, and when she like hits Yukari, right, because they're good pals, it makes like a really weird muffled sound, like it would if you were holding a camera. The film grain all over it, just good. Really good stuff. It's an ordinary weekday, but there's a lot of stalls. Excuse me, dress transferred here, but why is there like something on today? No, this is just every day. We just have so much food. Our school is poor, so we have to raise extra funds ourselves, hence why there's stalls every day, right? So instead of having like a plan for like cafeteria lunch every day, you have something like this, right? Where you go out and all the clubs are making food, all the different students are making food, and that's how they're going to save money. They don't have to like hire like lunch ladies basically. We get a cooking lesson here for some kind of Neapolitan dish, right? With ground beef, egg, and then you put some passata or something on it, some kind of tomato paste, and Bob's your uncle. Just go. I mean, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no. I love me some pasta, and the exchange rate's really bad. It was how many million? 3 million lira. Sure. Kind of the opposite thing happens here. I think that certain characters in Saunders are a bit more switched on compared to Anzio. So they picked up immediately that, like, oh, not immediately, after a little bit of time that, Yukari was pushing a little bit too hard. Or maybe Yukari, like, learnt a lesson from that as well and didn't push as hard here, right? Because Yukari's like hubris in the first one was that she got too excited about the tanks and wanted to learn about all of them, and it's like, why are you asking so many questions? But yeah, we basically give away all the answers here, which I'm sure didn't help their prospects in actually winning the match. So Anchovy or Nearsun runs it all around the Colosseum every day, even though we don't have much money to spend on fuel. That's a bit funny. Just to show it off, just to have a good time, and like rallying the troops. Everybody like came to her aid in the end as well. Like they really love their commander. He's probably the most inspiring, the one that gets everyone behind them the most, right? And here we are. I mean, this is probably the most obvious Italian landmark or Roman landmark, that being the Colosseum. And we're in the middle of it, showing off our new secret weapon. It's not very secret. Kind of just got some perfect video of it. Duce. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, she's really fun. I like Anchovy a lot. And then the credits, everyone's watching along. They sort of look strong, don't they? Well, they definitely look inspired. I don't know about strong. They're definitely not switched on either. They're very dumb. But we like them. We like them for that. So we got to do some research on the P40, right? I think that's what it was called. And, as a result, we're going to go to the History Club. They have a bunch of books on it, even if they're not in English or Japanese, I should say. Like, they're the ones that are going to know about this because they've got the materials to learn more. And we do the research, and we succeed because we do the research, right? That's a good connection, I think, too. So we have Erwin, Kaiser, Oryu, and Monza. Sure. And they all live in the same house here. Their soul names. That's kind of funny. So we have Hina at Italia, and then of course we have Taka. I think it's going to come up here, but it's Kaiser, Yeah, Takako, right? Taka. Some. Anyway. They're besties from way back. Even if they're different schools now, they're still like texting, basically, right? I know it's your pretty classic, like, I have a friend at another school, but we're still kind of text. I've definitely been in that situation before, many, many times. Here we learned that for some reason Kaiser knows Italian and Latin. I mean, historically that would make sense, I think, right? I think. But yeah, she committed to the bit too hard. She's too far in the source. She started learning new languages. And yeah, she's the one that needs to translate like the stuff that isn't in Japanese, right? Here's some notes, like read up basically. And then we learn about the friend from Anzio, and then that spurs off into that storyline this episode. There's also a little cute thing between, like, they're kind of jealous that she has a different friend, so they're kind of following her around, which is cute. They're definitely jealous, and that's like a nice thing. But you come back to the group that you're a part of eventually. I don't know. There wasn't much drama to it. It kind of just happened. But I also kind of like that as well. We don't need forced drama in an episode like this, I don't think. It just all kind of happens, and it's all very cordial. It's good. No, I like to collect information fairly, even more so if the opponent is a friend of mine. Is that a bit of honor there? Is that traditional to some Caesar stuff, right? And isn't the whole thing about Kaiser or Caesar that you could be talking about Julius Caesar or Caesar Augustus, which is Octavian, right? Isn't there? I do not know. Again, I did like Roman history a very, very long time ago. And we talk about a number of different historical rivalries here, leading to our joke, right? Where you say Michael Whitman or Michel. What do you say? What do you say, Mijo? Michal Whitman, sure. And then who else was it? Joe Ekins. The Pokemon? Ekins? Sure. I'm imagining all of these make a lot more sense for somebody that's in it, right? But they do the part where they point and say that's it. So plus points. They did their joke. So we're going to split ourselves into some teams and do a practice run, whichever one is most similar to the CVs, and then whichever one is so similar to the P40, right? Which I think ends up being the Panzer IV and was it the first years? No, duck team. It'll be the volleyball. Yeah, there we go. Because the duck team tanks, you get a good like size comparison here. It's the smallest one, so it's most similar to the CV 33s, right? And we're just basically evading at the moment. If we see an opening, we'll close in on the enemy and counterattack. There's it's just a bit of practice. We're not trying to actually hurt anybody's tank, right? And yeah, I think this is really good practice. Like this plays out very similarly to how the actual battle plays out, right? Big like kind of plunking tank in the middle, just doing its thing, and then these are very mobile and flying all over the place, right? They follow the Panzer IV, but the Panzer IV gets the advantage here. I'll take this as an opportunity to just generally shout out the CG, which I think is really good this episode. It's another step up. The action here is a standout. We're just talking tactics here. I don't remember any specific moment that you guys try to ambush anybody or land a really good shot like this, but I mean, it's just good to know like distances and that just in practicality, right? I guess it's just nice to see another like practice session play out because we haven't really seen one play out start to finish in a while. One of the major lessons here, you got to like stop moving completely because the chassis will rock back and forth a little bit when you stop. Wait for everything to stop before shooting because you'll get the most accurate shot that way. Still miss by a fair bit and then get countershot by the Panzer IV here, right? But they're just like superior. They're just a better shot. Yeah, this shot here in particular is kind of nuts here. Like, look at this. That's like really good. Yeah, basically we're just doing circle work at the moment. We're just kind of fucking around. Once we finish our training session here, we go back and make some pasta because why not? Tis the season apparently. Marco, upon entering Sari's house, is very, very comfortable. I theorized during the reaction that this is because, the whole childhood friend angle, but also they're saying something about her fucking circadian rhythm or something, that she normally is up late and struggles to get up early, but now, she's been getting up early because of Senshido and then needs to catch up on the sleep during the night. So, I mean, I can definitely relate. I work a lot of earlies, so I'm in bed pretty early. This is a nice reference to Guide to Ham Radio. We learned that Sari has been studying this and got her license. I think that's in the second half of the TV anime stuff. So, I mean, this is just a little reference to that she's studying and getting a license, which is cool. So what do they make here? Carpaccio, which is also the name of Hina later on, because they've all got little weird Italian food names, right? What is a carpaccio? Is a dish of meat or fish thinly sliced or pounded thin and served raw, typically as an appetizer. Yeah, I mean, it looks really good. I don't know what to tell you. I would eat the fuck out of this. Yeah, it just looks really good. There's also the caprese salad, which I just looked up as well, which, I mean, also looks really good. So it's Italian food, of course it's good. This is a really weird section where we just kind of go through a bunch of characters that will join our Senshido Club later. So the first one we do here is, you were like Neko something. I remember your name barely. But we also go through Soroko and the automotive club, right? And say, oh yeah, you guys will join, you guys will join, you guys will join. Here we see her trying to get Miho's attention and failing. They're talking about continuation high school as well, which I believe has been brought up previous. So again, keeping an eye on it, kind of. Apparently they were a tough opponent. Weird. Continuation high school, apparently. They have an excellent commander, Nekonya, but I believe Nekonya was your like gamer name, right? I forget your like real name. Oh yeah, of course. This must be the one spot between us finding all these new tanks and before using them, right? Am I dumb? Maybe I'm dumb. I do not know. I forget when we looked for the new tanks, but any chance to look at Soroko is a good chance. So shout outs to Soroko, and then we'll see the automotive club here salvaging another tank. And then yeah, we're just straight into it. This is the second round, and we're playing against Anzio. So shout outs to that. Again, I think we came up against Saunders in the first round, then second, third, final, something like that. Semi-final into final. So this would be the round of 8. You want to get to the final 4 after this one. So it's a 16-team round robin, I think, or 32. I think it's 16. Here comes Anchovy the Brave aboard her Her fleet of cars. So I don't know what this Tropical Anchovy thing is about. Maybe you just like to be called by your like weird stage name. Maybe that's the same thing with Hina, right? Where it becomes like, oh yeah, I want to be a Carpaccio or whatever. So sure. I'm Anzio's Duce. Where's your commander? I love how we're putting on like a a very like aggressive tone early before like switching completely after the fight. Also, you saw in the foreground there that was Hina looking for Caesar. Or Takako, I think it is. And look, they're like besties. We love it. This is like, again, probably the B plot to the episode, right? Like this kind of relationship playing out. I wanted to look up who was your voice actor. Hang on. I have since learned that it's Saori Hayami, and she is everything in everything. Yukino Yukinoshita, that one character from Demon Slayer, Shoko Nishimiya. Recently, the Yor in stupid Spy X Family. And of course, the most pressing for me personally on the channel, that being Ononoki Yotsugi. I think it would be fair enough to say that she plays everyone in everything. One of the most famous voice actors in the industry. How many member favorites on fucking Mal? 63,000? Yeah, she's a pretty fucking big deal. So yeah, okay. No wonder I recognize the voice like immediately. Again, this whole dynamic, this episode's really cute. I really want to shout it out. So yeah, we found her other side, and then the cute blush stuff. Yeah, good stuff. You really see the size differential here. We have our fucking fleet of small cars, and then the three bigger ones, and then the big mama in the back. Again, there's probably something in like, oh yeah, we had the general populace of the school have less food to fund a war effort and get bigger tanks. There's probably something in that, right? I'm sure people will let me know. But again, I don't know how much I'm going to pause and stuff on the actual fight. I mean, you guys kind of saw it play out. They kind of just beat their ass. The CG is really good. It kind of ebbs and flows a little bit. Like the only time we're really on the back foot is with the kind of wooden cutout stuff. But other than that, we're just kind of owning like the whole time. I don't really know how you guys even won last round. Like, how did that happen? So Operation Macaroni is the one where we use the fake standees. I don't know how that's like connected. But that's what we do. Also, am I right in saying that one of the girls is named Pepperoni? She most certainly is called Pepperoni, yes. The only problem with their plan here is that they set up 11 standees where that wouldn't make any sense. Kind of a set of 5 and a set of 6 in 2 separate locations, which again wouldn't have made any sense regardless because they didn't have one for the P40. Like, I mean, it's a plan that was kind of doomed from the start. I like looking up there and like seeing this one shot where like all the standees are. Yeah, here it's just very obvious to me that it's fake, but I mean, that's kind of the point. And then we get faked out into thinking that it's real later on. Probably our biggest indicator that something's like amiss here is that like our first year team runs straight out into the open and then nobody shoots at them like at all. Like that probably gets your head like, what's going on here? We get the duck and the rabbit teams to shoot at the cardboard standees, and it's like, oh yeah, they're fake. We did it. We counted up the tanks and we realized that something was amiss. They're definitely not cheating. It's not allowed. You're not allowed to have 12 tanks. So, I mean, there must be something up. So I guess the idea here that Anzio was using is like to flank them while this is happening, but they didn't get into position quick enough, and then it just kind of turned into chaos. That's what I saw anyway. Like if we didn't figure out the whole standee thing, we would have like kind of stood here for a while and just like let it be kind of like a standoff, and then the real tanks would encircle and it would be over. They would win. So now we have the volleyball team chasing after, seems about 5 or so of the CVs, and then we see some of the Semaventes here, and we think they're cardboard standees, but they're not. So we shoot at them and get their attention. Sucks to be you first years. And then we're going to engage their flag tank, but take our flag tank with us, which is going to act as a little bit of bait, which it ends up being. Like Anchovy falls for it eventually. Like that shit, I could win right now, and then yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, and then I mean, a lot of the really impressive CG stuff plays out from here. So again, our background's really quite simple, but I just think the movement, especially the differential between the movement of, you know, the bigger Type 89 here and the smaller CV 33s, I believe, is really fun to see. Again, just they're almost like all-terrain vehicles, right, instead of tanks. You know, I always expect tanks to be slow. These are like fast tanks that like fucking drift, and that's really cool. So again, shout outs. This here's a really cute segment too. We just see their heads like wobble from side to side with the kind of movement. It's like they're playing corners. It's very, very cute. I like it. This is where Anchovy figures out that Operation Macaroni isn't going to plan, and the decoys didn't work, and that we set up too many decoys, and that she was kind of an idiot for doing that. I don't know. See, they're like a goofy school. It's funny. Oh, and then like at this cool like face-off shot too. Yeah, look at this. Vroom. Yeah, fucking sick. Then we kind of split off into all of our different conflicts. We have kind of the rabbit team and the duck team out on their own, right, doing their weird kind of rally race thing. And then we have obviously the hippo team versus Hina. I believe her name's Hina. I keep forgetting. And then of course like this one little mini tank along with Anchovy, right? Split off against the Panzer IV along with the student council. I believe that makes sense. That's me counting. And through this section we kind of just have like 4 banger different conflicts playing out at the same time. Kind of in a hard to follow way, but I think I got there eventually. Yeah, this stuff in particular is like really cool. Like this really action-packed point of view, like on the shoulder camera for the tank. Like good. Very, very good. Dynamic, intense, all sorts of different words for it. I think the volleyball tank's problem there as well is they keep like shooting the ground and not hitting like direct shots and knocking over the tanks. They think, whew, we killed a tank, that's good. We wiped one out. And then of course the Anzio teams just get out and push their tanks back over and keep fighting. Like we see in that one part. So again, they're like, oh, we're fighting like 1 trillion different tanks. No, you're just not hitting your shots where you should. And then they hit like 3 or 4 in close succession. Yeah, here we go. Get out, push it back over. Again, I think the animation there is actually quite good. I guess it's the similar lesson that we learnt with the history team earlier in the episode, right? You got to steady, hit their weak spot. Don't need to fire immediately. Just do the right things consistently enough and you will land shots. And then, yeah, we kind of meet both teams on either side of the rally track, with the first years coming this way and the volleyball going the opposite, which I'm happy they didn't hit each other. That's good. Yeah, and then we just start hitting shots and murdering and killing everybody. So shoutouts to that. We just start to basically just win from here. I guess our biggest piece of advice there was like, just take a deep breath. Like in very rapid succession, they lose 4 tanks, and then it becomes like a 6v5 with most of their tanks being like tiny, small little things that aren't very good. So then we go to Operation Protractor. We got to come and help the flag tank basically, but nobody's really able to get there in time. Again, Anzio's flag tank is now very alone, like nobody's pursuing them, and we're setting up an ambush, but we're going to use our flag tank as bait, right? That's basically our strategy from here on in. Yeah, there it is. We gotta go pursue that. Go pursue the turtle team. This is a really awesome segment too. I like how we missed this shot up here and then we hit a similar shot up here a little bit later in the scene. Like, just good. Like the necessary adjustments here and then hit that same shot. It hits almost the same spot. Perfect. I like almost like the jousting style to the history team and Hina's tank. I like that a lot as well. Like go one way, you know, miss each other, you know, a little bit, playing chicken a little bit, and then go back around, turn back around. It's a pretty, you don't normally see many one-on-ones, right? Outside of the, climax to the TV anime stuff. Like, it's cool to see. And when it has, like, a relationship behind it, like a cool, like, rivalry thing, it's good. I like it a lot. Yeah, and then she falls for the bait. Basically, she's like, even if it is bait, I'm just going to win. Yeah, and then we lure them into the kill zone, basically. She misses the shot on the flag tank, and then, it's looking bad for our heroes. We're just kind of wiping the fucking floor with them. She misses that shot. We hit the shot on the flag tank and just fucking win. Like, it was not close, is what I want to get across, really. Like, we destroyed them. Based on form, we should have really, Oh, that was cool. I missed this in the moment. Based on form, we really should have been higher favorites going into Pravda, you would have thought. Here we can see the history team and Hina's tank here both kind of wiped each other out in the end. We kind of saw like an awesome shot where they were coming in and then like whoosh, big old turn, and then we both shot at the same time. Again, very similar to the climax of the TV anime between Maho and Miho. This shot here is very reminiscent of the one we saw at the end of episode 7-ish. So again, we just like destroyed them. So up next is the best 4, and then we have Anchovy coming over. Very similar way to she had a name from Saunders. I'm forgetting. Anyway, where their commander came over and like said, "Hey, congrats, good job. This is Senshiro, not war. You played well. And we even do this one with a bit of food. So shout outs to that. I particularly like again, the Italians always do like the kisses on the cheek and the touchy feely stuff. So you get a little bit of that going on here. Yeah, and then the food starts. Shout outs to the food. They're all about their food. They even have so much food prepped already. Yeah, Anzio's style. We're gonna feed you as well. Yeah, little party afterwards. Shout outs. That's pretty cool. So their logistics and speed is amazing. That has to be some kind of reference as well, right? Though I'd really like if these girls put more of that spirit into the match instead of just putting it into the cooking stuff. And then we all eat like Italian food and it like looks really good. And Yukari's really gay. Lots of stuff's happening. Yeah, look, we're just besties. Hell yeah. We end the episode on the kind of closed loop on this little conflict brought up, right? So we learned that we're both loaders. We both do Senshiro now. Kind of in the end, that final kind of confrontation was all about loading speed as well. And then the friends, poke their heads out, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go over and, help them. And then the rivalry continues. They call each other, instead of by their real names, by their like soul names, I think we called them earlier. But I wonder if it's that intense for Hina. But I digress. It's cute. I really like it. Let's do it again next year, Taka-chan. It's not Taka-chan. It's Kaiser. Then last thing here, we do a little post-credit scene. I guess basically explaining away why we didn't see any Anzio during our final conflict, even though all the schools should have been in attendance. Basically, they got there super early to get like seats and prep and everything, because being early good apparently. Again, the one thing that I know about Italy during that period and Mussolini and that kind of thing, right, is the train thing and something about running on time. Sure, apply this to this if that's correct. It may not be, it may be, I do not know. Either way, like they get there super early, they eat, they party all night, and they sleep through the conflict, and then we don't get to see them. Crap, we overslept. Bum, bum, ba-da. It's one of them, but yeah, it's very charming. I like it. And yeah, we'll call it there. Again, a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun with this OVA. Of course, a bit more involved than the stuff we watched last week for sure. And just kind of fills in that spot in the timeline. Now we know what Anzio is like, and we will continue to see Anzio into the future, you would imagine. I think that's how it's been explained to me anyway. So next week we'll be doing the movie, so looking forward to that. I gotta clear some time. That's going to be my biggest struggle, I think. But again, everything else on the channel next week should have one episode because it'll be all new stuff. So I should be able to figure it out. I really should. Even if it's, a little bit late, like all my videos are lately. But again, I digress. I had a good time here today. Just some chill stuff before I go. So if you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation. Comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back. And the Discord. Join Discord. Love Discord. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next week for the movie reaction. Looking forward to it then. I've heard nothing but good things about the movie, so again, definitely looking forward to it. Radio, signing off here today. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next week. Ciao. This one actually makes sense when I said ciao, because it's like Italian.